Thank you for tuning in. This is the DDFW Aftershow with your host with the most, Mike Zaragosa. We got Mr. Garvey Martin. I messed that name up.
It's Darkos Marcos.
Don't mess that up. We got Mr. Alex Stein right here at the ones and twos. By the ones and twos with Mr. Busco Jones. And we got a very special person. He's special because he's on the phone. That's the only thing that makes him special. Is Marvin Morrell.
Woohoo!
Marvin.
All right, Mr. Alex Stein, we got in the building, man. He's been on reality shows such as The Glass House, The Worst Cook in America, and Sweet Home Alabama. He looks like he belonged on all of them. Man, thank you for coming in and sitting down, Mr. Smooth Like.
Yeah, well, Mike, thank you for having me on. They call me Primetime 99 Alex Stein. So you guys did your research, but not enough. So I'm actually mad. I can already tell you that we're starting off on the wrong foot. But I'm going to give you a break, Mike, because Mike, you got that good vibe. See, I'm all about vibrational energy. Yeah. So listen, what I'm saying is we are humans, are energetic beings. Yep. And certain people have low vibrational fields and certain people have high vibrational fields. And so basically what that is, that low vibrational field is caused by like stress or fight or flight.
What vibrational field is the Hitachi magic wand?
Well, I'll tell you real quick. I want to say Mark's high vibrational because you can tell he's not a guy that, stresses out about the small stuff. He's laid back. He's got good energy. So, Mike, I really enjoy it. Thank you. Marcus, your energy levels, we might need to adjust your energy levels, Marcus, a little bit. I don't know yours. I don't know if you have that. They're not bad. But you might be middle vibrational level. We might need to pump you up a little bit to that high vibrational level.
He can get to wear his hat, so.
I dwell in purgatory, man. That's where I like to keep it at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But, dude, we don't want you in purgatory, dog. We want you here on Earth. We don't want you up underneath the ground. Come on.
Like when you're dead, right?
Yeah, come on. We don't want you in purgatory.
No, but they got better drugs in purgatory.
They have no pussy in purgatory. I know that. I've been to purgatory. They got no pussy there, Marcus. So, you
got that right.
Do you hear any vibrations from Marvin Morrell?
Marvin, let me talk to you a little bit. I think just from his picture, I'm saying just from Marvin's picture without knowing anything about him, he's a high vibrational guy. You can just tell by his body language. It's very powerful, Marvin. We're seeing you in a picture and you have a sport coat on. You have a pocket square, pink pocket square.
That's nice.
To go with your white button-down shirt with no tie. So I know you're sophisticated, but you got that laid-back vibes. And that's what we're all about.
Straight back, chest out. You know what I'm saying?
So that's high vibrational, Marvin.
Okay, so tell me, which picture did they use? I sent her 4. So
we just described it.
Well, I just described it. Yeah, you're wearing a sport coat, like a smoking jacket. You look like Hugh Hefner a little bit, and you have your nostrils are kind of, your angle. I'm saying your nose is kind of like, you look like you're asymmetrical a little bit, like you're a little bit asymmetrical.
Well, is it the one where it kind of looks like a headshot, or the one where I look like Al Pacino?
I don't know. Al Pacino.
Alfred Hitchcock, maybe, but not Al Pacino.
You look kind of like a professional wrestler. What is it? Who you look like is the Big Boss Man. Yeah. Not the Big Boss Man.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying you look right there like a wrestling manager. Like you would come out here and kick ass in that outfit, and you would be my wrestling manager.
Yeah.
Most excellent. We can go with that. I can live with that.
That's awesome. I mean, you're gonna have to.
You're like Jim Cornette, kind of. You remember Jim Cornette? I don't know. You look good. You look good, Marvin. You got good energy.
Well, thank you. It's all in my diet, man. I mean,
it looks like you're mad at the cameraman.
What kind of diet are we eating? What are we eating in this diet, Marvin?
Well, I don't do coffee. I know a lot of people do, but I find that 6 bowls of Cocoa Pebbles every morning pretty much keep me going for the whole day.
That sounds like diabetes.
Is that true, though, the Cocoa Pebbles? I mean, I love cereals. Of all the cereals, I'm serious, Marvin, of all the cereals in the aisle, there's probably 200 different ones. And that is it. And when you're buying your cereal and you're picking in the morning, you're picking the Cocoa Pebbles?
He looks like he's like a bland kind of guy, like nothing with
flavor. That's what I'm saying.
No sugar, no flavor.
I'm just surprised that seems very rudimentary.
Cheerios, that's good for the heart.
Wheat with milk.
Not even milk. It's almond milk. Come on,
I mean, you seem like from your picture, you'd have Kashi cereal. You'd have some sort of nice cereal. So you're telling me you're eating a good diet, and then you say you're eating Cocoa Pebs. Come on, dog.
But then when no one's around, you're listening to Dr. Dre.
Yeah. Oh, you caught me.
But Marvin, anybody that eats that much cereal is smoking some good weed. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is that the case, Marvin? Or are we? No. This is parental advisory.
No, you just say fuck on.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. But see, most people, they talk about smoking pot and everything. I don't care if you do or you don't.
Well, they have marijuana tea. They have marijuana infused tea. You don't have to smoke it.
I think if you say pot, you're a cop automatically. Like,
but go ahead, Marvin. Let's leave. I want to hear your point. Sorry, I apologize for cutting you.
No worries. Here's the thing. Here's the true definition of if you've ever smoked pot. If you're drinking, smoking weed, and smoking pot. If you've never been in the trailer house at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday in a friend of a friend's house, but you're not exactly sure if he's going to kill you or steal something from you while listening to Creedence Clearwater Revival, Susie Q.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
I smoke pot.
But everybody's done it. Dude, I've smoked pot.
Dude,
I've smoked pot under a bridge. I mean, dude, there's no place I haven't smoked. Dude, I've done. Come on, who hasn't been in a meth head or crack house? One night in Dallas. I'm saying there used to be a bar with Green Elephant. Used to sell cocaine there here in Dallas. Dude, one night at Green Elephant.
Last night.
You start in Green Elephant in basically Higher Street in University Park, and then you end up in Mesquite in a crack house. No, that happens like to prom chicks. I mean, that's not that big.
You look like Tony Romo's stunt double right now.
It's funny you say that. I just worked on a commercial. Listen to this. I just booked a commercial, and I'm not even in the commercial. As Tony Romo's stand-in because he had coronavirus. He couldn't film it. And because he never got well or something, the commercial didn't even air. So, like, it went from me potentially because, like I said, since I was a stand-in, I was actually communicating with the actors, but they weren't using my images. So I was actually getting paid like an actor, but the commercial didn't air because he didn't finish shooting it. So I fucking double pissed at Tony Romo.
Tony Romo,
he
you're not
fucked
a Peyton.
me. Dude, and,
not a Manning.
And I'm his exact height. It's funny you say that sitting down. Him and I are exact same height, 6'3.5".
You got the same face, like round, like face, like
fat face, kind of
smile. Like, dude, it's weird.
It is weird. People are like, you look like. And on set, they had me in Tony Romo's shit in a hat, and people are like, oh, or you could tell at first, and I'm not. Like, I didn't look that much like him, but on a set or whatever.
No, just the face, because, like, you look like you haven't done a push-up.
Exactly. I'm a little chunkier, but he's fat now. If you look at Tony Romo, he's kind of chunky now. He's not some thin guy.
I don't watch Cowboys no more.
Exactly. Well, Romo's not some, he's not some breadwinner stud physically anymore. Not that he ever was, I don't think.
He had Jessica Simpson.
A lot of people have Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, actually.
I mean,
yeah, she messed up his life, by the way.
But I like Tony. I mean, he never won anything in Dallas, but...
He won some hearts.
Well, did you see, though, this is the biggest thing. This is the main thing. You could look up the picture, but on the Super Bowl he was broadcasting, he actually had a dime size of his urine. Like, they showed him as doing a stand-up. And, like, when you go pee and you have a little leakage, and there'll be, like, a little bit of pee on your khakis?
No, I've never had that because I wipe after I'm done peeing.
What I'm saying is that happened to Tony Romo on national TV, and everybody says, they're like, oh, you left your dime out. He had a dime size of pee. That's very embarrassing for the Super Bowl, the number one broadcast in all the land, in front of the most viewers. It's a meme. It went viral of his pee stain on his short shirt.
How do you know his pee, though? How do you know?
Well, it's a little dime because anybody that has half a brain. I mean, that's what I mean. He could have been jacking off.
Yeah,
it could have been semen.
I do.
It probably was cum. Honestly, to be honest, it probably more than likely was cum. But if it wasn't cum, then it was pee. Yeah.
Or
so
a tear. Or a tear.
And
what if he was crying?
To be honest,
he cried into his own lap.
Have you seen him?
That's extra sad.
I mean, if it was ejaculate, that actually paints a little different picture, and now I actually like him a lot more. But if it's
it is the Super Bowl.
Then I don't like him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I understand. He's just so sexually aroused, and he never played in the Super Bowl. Maybe he just couldn't. He couldn't finish the game seeing all those guys in tight pants. And, I don't know. Well,
now he had to perform better towards the end of the game, man. Because, Bobby Lee used to jerk off before.
You tell me how many
times. Is that what Bobby Lee said? Did he say that?
He said that.
Yeah, I believe that.
Tell me how many times you can stand behind a guy that's bending over and not get something on your pants. Come on, man.
My whole life, so 34 years for me is how long. But
you're 34. Jeez, you got to stop doing drugs, man.
I know, and it's funny because I stopped. I only basically use PCP these days. Angel dust.
I sold some to you yesterday.
But that's for diet reasons because it curbs my appetite. I don't like the way it makes me feel. It just helps me, not
lose
overeat.
Weight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we give it to kids.
A note for Marvin Morrell. I was actually told this was a PG-13 podcast, so I guess the kids are into ejaculating before shows now.
Who told you that?
Why not?
Somebody told you PG-13. That's not. I'm not allowed on I'm not allowed even on 13-year-old shows.
Any show you see me on, I don't think it's going to end up PG-13. Sorry.
Yeah, that's. No, I got to talk to my parole officer. I'm not allowed to be on any content.
How are you your own parole officer?
Well, that's the thing on
we have a very corrupt system. Just put it that way.
Oh yeah,
very corrupt. We know that the system is incredibly corrupt.
All right, man. So corrupt systems, ejaculation, Tony Romo, your face, like all this stuff is nice, but let's get to the point.
Okay, you want to get some questions?
So what do you think he was ejaculating from? No, I'm just what do you think caused it, for real? No.
Honestly, though, that game was terrible. One thing I would like to bring up about the Super Bowl, not to kill the vibe check, but did you guys see right before the Super Bowl, Britt Reed, the coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, was drinking and hit a 5-year-old child.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and injured him.
Hit him how?
In a car crash. He had been
shit.
drinking at the facility right before the Super Bowl, and nobody even, the news hardly didn't even cover it. And then Kansas City got their ass kicked. So people need to look into the Britt Reed. It's just sad because he still hasn't been charged. And at the scene, everybody needs to look into it. He admitted to drinking and taking prescription pills. I'm just not. I mean, when you bring up the Super Bowl, that's really sad, and I feel bad for a 5-year-old kid's never going to walk again, and the mainstream media won't cover it. But let's go back to jokes, not serious shit. Yeah.
I mean, now that he done snitched and stuff, let's
exactly.
go back to
I'm snitching on the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I mean, dude, we live in a really weird world, so let's try to give some people some.
Aren't they supposed to be like changing the name or something, like the Chiefs? Like people got offended or something?
Well, let me tell you this, and this is from Marcus, a black man. What do you think about this, Marcus? They say the Washington Redskins are so racist they're not allowed to be called the Redskins anymore. But in 1985, the first black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl was Doug Williams, and now the NFL Network can't show highlights of the first black quarterback winning a Super Bowl because it's considered racist because his helmet has a redskin on it.
Oh wow! Hey, anything to keep
so
the black
tell
man
me that.
down.
I'm just telling me. Tell me that. Would you think you ever live in a world where a black man winning the first Super Bowl ever would be considered racist?
Sports are irrelevant to survival.
What sports?
Yeah, but I mean, they're just part of the accepted nomenclature, the collective consciousness of society. So you can deny it all you want, but
it's for distraction.
It is a distraction, but I'm saying other people are distracted by it. But you don't think that's weird that's considered racist for the black quarterback to win the first Super Bowl ever?
Dude, you could slap racism on anything. That's pretty much the game right now.
I love black racist people.
You call people racist or sexist or misogynist or rapist for just anything.
That's true.
Oh, I know that's right. Trust me.
That's true. It is.
But
it just sucks. I just think that's very hypocritical. You'd think that would be the biggest highlight for the NFL to be able to show that, and now they can't because it's considered racist. I can't. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me.
Oh man,
I mean, it's about what makes them the most money. So if it makes them more money to call that racist and take it off, well, more power to you. I'd take it off too if I was losing money.
See, that's why I like black racist guys. He's racist as hell. He's the funniest black racist I've ever seen. Clayton Bigsby over here.
That's funny. That's one of the best sketches ever.
Man, that was fucking great. Banging on my hood.
Hey, so speaking of Chappelle, does he live in Texas now? I saw he was in Austin again this weekend. Do you guys know anything about that?
No. I don't think so. He just fucks with Joe Rogan heavy.
That heavy. I'm saying I feel like he's here every month, I guess. But I think he lives in Ohio though.
Yeah, I don't think he's moving away from there.
No, but I'm saying he must have an apartment.
Property's cheap.
Oh yeah.
Something. I mean, he's just always down here, and he's right north of it.
So, how long you been a comedian for, man? How long you been doing this for?
Okay, dude. So let me tell you a little bit how I got into comedy. I started in 8th grade. I was the MC of my talent show, and that's the first time I ever performed. It was like an hour-long show. It was like a couple days, and that's when I was like, man, I really want to do comedy. And then in college, I did stand-up at LSU, and they had this comedy competition, and I entered it every year, and I won it my senior year. But that still doesn't mean shit. I'm not saying I'm some professional comedian. I love doing comedy, but it's just such a pain in the fucking ass going out there and eating shit. People don't realize the struggle it takes with comedy to actually make it, and that's part of why it's so good. So for me, it's I've been doing comedy off and on, like I said, since I was probably 14 years old. But really, I haven't been doing stand-up because I feel like now with the internet, and I'm picking this out late, is the best way to entertain people is digitally. Now, that's not the really way to connect. I know, that's not the best way to connect with your audience, isn't that? But you're just able to reach more people. So it's now I'm the bigger comedian than I've ever been because I have a digital audience. So, I mean, I've been doing comedy for a while, but I'm not a stand-up comic.
Well, so this thing, when you have the bigger audience on the internet, and you invite them to come to your shows and you're selling out these shows or whatever, do you feel like...
I haven't sold out a show yet, so I will one day, but I haven't done
just
that.
Tell them Tony Romo
are you selling tickets to shows based on your internet following or?
No. I'm not doing stand-up really. I mean, that was the first time I did stand-up in 2 years. I did it at the Improv about 2 years ago, and then I did it last Thursday. So, I mean, I love comedy. I perform comedy. I'm a stand-up comedian. I just haven't been hitting the circuit because, like I said, it's just, dude.
What brought you to the venue Thursday?
Busco told me about it, and so I want to start getting into it because Busco and I want to produce I'm going to produce it with Busco. We're going to produce a live comedy show, on my channel, The Conspiracy Castle, and we're going to figure out how it can be cool, something different than Kill Tony. Just something unique, because I love comedy. I love stand-up comedy, and I want to be able to showcase other people. So
it's all about the energy, the vibe, the positivity, the jokes, the uplifting.
Yes.
And the roasting, you smack them down, but lift them up at the same time.
Exactly. We love a good dude. If you can't tease somebody, you're a bitch ass. So no.
Yeah, good words.
I mean, I've been in comedy forever, but we were talking about it. It's like I graduated. I won that comedy competition in college. I thought I was hot shit. I moved to L.A. and I didn't know anybody. I moved in this crack house. It's like $850 a month. It was like just one room with like your kitchen and your bathroom. I mean, 200 square feet, smaller than this room we're in now. Like half of it. And I didn't have any jobs, so I went and I got a job at a fucking Central Casting, excuse my language, and I became an extra on a bunch of shows.
Nice.
And so it sounds nice, but you're not making shit. You're making like $8 an hour, but it's fun to be on set.
Yeah.
And so I was like doing stand-up in LA a little bit, but it was just like that's the problem, is that it's a lot of, with comedy, it's just networking, and I suck at networking because I don't have good personal skills.
My favorite.
Exactly. It sucks dick. So I realized I wasn't good at networking like that, and I started to kind of do these reality shows, and I had worked for a TV show here in Dallas in college called Cheaters. We catch people cheating on their husbands and wives. Yeah. I signed an NDA, so I can't really say too much stuff about that show, but you can do your own evidence about it.
So let me ask you a question about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, so then I moved back to Dallas to work in TV. So I've tried to be, as a creative, like working in reality TV as my outlet instead of stand-up comedy, because it's still an outlet to make people laugh. But now I want to I'm going to do more comedy so we can develop a bit. Because if me as a broadcaster, like I was saying, you can reach more people digitally, but more people would actually pay to come see. If I wanted to make money, doing it, I don't really make much money on YouTube. Not very much at all. Yeah. But if I actually wanted to potentially make money, I would have to sell tickets and go. That's the only way you can.
Well, and then that's the thing. You have to develop an act or whatever. But as soon as you have that, you're making money left and right because you're following.
That will help. Yes. And, but dude, this as a comedian, that's a grind. Look at the guys that tour and, I mean, that's not like that's some easy thing, touring. It's like, I think it's kind of be careful what you wish for, It's like we always want to be like this touring professional
professional open micer. Did he hang up on us?
Well, you know what I mean? And saying...
He's like, y'all ain't asking me no questions.
Right.
No, wait your turn, fool.
But you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, you be careful what you wish for. Like, even being a touring comic, and every weekend, that's what they say, like, Jim Brewer and all those big comics, they kind of hate it because they're never with their family. Yeah. Every weekend, they're in a different city, and that's from Thursday to Sunday, so that's literally half the week. Four days of the week, they're their family in bumfuck or New York, wherever the fuck they are, and the other half, they are literally in bumfuck, Ohio, or... So that's the dream, but that's also kind of a nightmare, is what I'm saying.
When they speak publicly about it, they're like, oh, I don't get to see my family. But do you think they're really like, on the road, like, I miss my family?
I don't know. It's funny you say that because, Marcus, that makes sense. The grass is always greener, but I guarantee you it's like, if you're in that situation, you're like, oh, man, I just want to be with my family because they have all the shit. Then when you have nothing, you're like, man, I just want to be the opportunity to be traveling and getting paid, man, Exactly. So it's just kind of whatever situation you're not in, But we're all hypocrites. As soon as you get big in comedy, you're going to bitch and moan about having to do it. I think that's just this typical humans.
Well, that's the thing. You bitch and moan about any job. I work at Amazon. I fucking complain about packages being ripped up.
Marcus, let's talk about that. So is there a bunch of shit going on with the union stuff at Amazon?
No.
I mean, aren't they voting for, aren't there, maybe it's only at the ones in Seattle or something, but supposedly at the Amazon, you walk in there and isn't there shit on the walls talking about... isn't there shit on the walls talking about vote no to the union and shit, or is that not?
Oh no, it's not prominent over at my location that I work at now.
But there is a little bit of stuff.
No, I haven't heard anybody talking about it. What we're worried about at my location is freaking just the system being bad. That's what everybody.
Do you get to vote? I
don't vote on shit.
But I mean, how does that work? I'm saying, they're saying these fucking Amazon employees are going to vote on a union, and in all these other Amazon locations, they're protesting against it, or not protesting, but they're putting up signs in the common work areas that'll say vote no.
No, I haven't seen any signs, but at the same time, it works differently for me because I don't actually work for Amazon, the company. I
So
work
you
for a
were
logistics company,
a subsidiary kinda.
and that's most of the employees there.
Exactly. Yeah, most of the employees are. Yeah, you're like freelance for a different company. I guess. Yeah.
So like, so with the stuff with the unions, I guess it wouldn't even really affect most of the other companies that are, most of the people that are actually working for Amazon. It wouldn't affect us.
I just don't understand how Amazon. I ordered a $7 thing, and it must have cost them. And I got it the next day. And I'm sure, obviously, they have the infrastructure. I'm not a businessman, but I just don't understand how they make money sending me a $7 thing with next day shipping. It's more to ship it than the shit
they
they're
have
selling.
it there already.
I know, but I'm just saying, the infrastructure of paying a UPS guy to fucking drive to my house and hand it to me. You think that'd be more expensive than the?
Well, no, because it's within a route, and also on the route, they're also dropping off shit that $3,000.
Well, no, I get it, but I guess my big point I'm trying to make is I feel like Amazon is almost losing money on shit just to fucking. It's like with anybody they call loss leaders, like any of these big companies, Walmart and stuff. They sell other stuff cheaper in order to get you to buy more expensive stuff, and I think Amazon's like the king of that,
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, what motivated you to do the Conspiracy Castle on YouTube?
Okay, it's funny you talk about that. So that's my like newest endeavor, and that's kind of the thing that's really been pumping me up. But it's a funny story. So not that funny, but I told you how I worked for the show Cheaters, and the host was a guy named Clark Gable, and his grandfather was Clark Gable.
So is Conspiracy Castle a fake like Cheaters?
NDA, no. But listen. Let me tell you this though. So the host was fucking a guy. Not he wasn't effing Clark Gable, R.I.P. But the guy that owned the show was like, Alex, you're gonna be the next host when the guy died. And this is like right after he died, and I was like in an emotional state. The guy that owned the show was like in an emotional state, so maybe he shouldn't have picked me. But then the motherfudging when it happened, when the show came back on the air, they picked a different host, and so I was so mad. And I was like, well, I got to do something on my own. And I was just really, really, really sick of. I mean, I've always been into conspiracies. That's not something new. But so like that's probably what I was always going to talk about. But I did comedy and stuff before, and I didn't have basically a voice. And that's one thing I think with conspiracies, like. At least I have a voice, I have a target, I have like something that I can talk around and make that funny. Like instead of like being a comedian and just trying to create jokes out of thin air, well, since I'm trying to expose conspiracies, I can create a topic and then I can create jokes around that. So that's one thing I've noticed already. It's easier to be funny. Like, and I'm not some comedy person that's giving advice, but I guess like for me, and I'm not an expert or anything. Now that I have a passion, is what I'm saying, it's easier to be funny about it, is what I'm trying to say. So, like, talking, like, if we're talking about, like, oh, why are planes fly slow? I'm not passionate about planes, so, like, I could never make that as funny as a stand-up comedian. So now that I've found something I'm passionate about, now I want to get back into stand-up because my voice has changed. I have something that I want to, like...
Platform. And,
exactly. It's kind of like one of those things
you're woke.
where...
Yeah,
you're woke.
I'm woke, yes. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Are you?
I'm 100% woke.
Dude, you can't do conspiracy theory or conspiracy castle if you're not woke.
Dude, I'm the biggest
woke. Can you compare yourself to I'm going to eat your leftist ass? What's that guy's
I'm the
name?
same thing. I'm Alex Jones Jr. I'm Crime Time 99. I'm Alex Jones Jr. I'm the king of all conspiracy. I will be. But yes, I will be like that. I believe that we're living in a world of lies, like 100%. I mean, you can believe me or not, but it's like I talked about it in the stand-up. You weren't there, but, are you going to get the vaccine?
Yeah.
I'm saying, but in 1932 to 1972, they did a thing called the Tuskegee Syphilis experiment, where the CDC infected black sharecroppers with syphilis under the guise of free healthcare. That's the CDC. That was done up until 1972. So our government has lied to us, and the only reason we got caught.
Oh wow!
I know exactly, but people don't want to believe that. See, it's a thing called cognitive dissonance, where you think the government has their best interest, or you think the people in power actually want the best for you. See, that's the problem: is the people in power don't want the best for you. They just want the best for them.
That's why they
it's not even that they want the best for them per se. They want the best for the whole system to keep working in the long run, because the system benefits them, obviously.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily true either, because the system. Listen, anybody that gets power is always going to get corrupt. It's always corruptible. But it's not even the system. I get it, but you're going to say, oh, they're like this for self-preservation of the system. But dude, the idea of the system that we have is so flawed. I mean, look at our criminal justice system. The majority of people in our jail system are young black men. Think about that. For non-violent drug offenses. I know, but listen, for non-violent drug offenses. So then let's look at the drug laws. We have drug laws that are literally written in the books that an ounce of cocaine is equal to 2 crack rocks or 3 crack rocks. That is a disproportionate law. That's really what it was. You don't know
I chew on that every day. So
that's what that was. Did you not know the drug laws and crack laws? Yeah.
I've never been caught for having crack.
There's crack laws. Yes. So even that's done totally on race because they did that because they knew more black people sold and distributed crack than cocaine. Yeah. So the fact that powder cocaine and crack cocaine were actually classified as different drugs is just to classify race. So and then you look at our private prison industry. The private prison industry, this supposedly happened in the late 80s where they got all the biggest producers from the television, radio, all the music industry, and they got them in a clandestine meeting and they said, hey, with your new media, with all the stuff you guys and all the artists that you pump up, what we want you to do is we want you to, glamorize a life of violence and drug use.
Yeah.
And the reason why we want you to do that is because you guys are, well, that's what they said. They said you guys are subsidiaries for a company that owns all the private prison industries. So if you guys put these people in jail, the stock prices for these companies are going to go up. So we need you to influence people and put them in jail. So that's why they glamorized crime and violence. And like you can say, that's the conspiracy. Regardless, we can just look at the outcome. The majority of people in jail are non-violent black drug offenders.
But see, the flip side to that thing is, so there's an offset to all of that because our economy is set up to where you don't really have to have a job per se to make money. You can make money by just posting pictures on Instagram. So like,
most people don't make money that way.
There is a high percentage of people.
A little kid gets paid to open up toys. So
some of these little kids, I know, but these are very these are very few and far in between. Like most people are struggling and poor, and probably don't make money from Instagram. You know what I mean?
Well, 5 miles.
I follow at least 2,000 people
that
all make money off of Instagram. There.
Sure, I need to make money. I don't even know how to make money. What do they sell? Something? I don't even know how you make money on it.
You sell shout outs, dude.
Oh yeah, I guess you do sell shout outs.
If your videos are a certain amount of time, then they can put commercials into it or ads.
Yeah. I don't have my. See, it's funny because I like set up my thing as a business account on my Instagram Conspiracy Castle, but then I changed it because I think I got shadow banned for it. But so I've never made. Is
that a conspiracy or is that thought?
No, that's fucking fact. Well, shit, what is it?
Go through that. Like when you get shadow banned, how do you notice it?
It's because I follow myself on multiple accounts, right? And so I would post, and on one of my account I opened a new account and I only followed 3 things on the new account. And one of them was my thing that was shadow banned, and every time I posted, it wouldn't even show up in the timeline.
Oh my god!
So it just won't go out. It'll post, and the only way you can see it is if you go look at the person's profile. And then if you're trying to search their name, you have to type in the whole name. It never auto, fills in the rest. So it's a fucking pain in the ass.
That's something like you have to have schizophrenia to find out when you've been shadow banned.
Yeah, no, not really. It's funny because that's what I thought too. But then one day I'm getting like 300 likes, and then one day it's like literally 3 likes. You're like, what the fuck? It's pretty obvious. But I guess if you didn't, I could see how you wouldn't notice maybe. But no, it was very noticeable.
You think it's the algorithm has something to do with it, or
they just don't like you talking about anything that is it's. The problem is the censorship has gotten so insane that we're creating all these arbitrary rules that we now have to follow. It's like it's not even political correctness anymore. It's like literal 1984, where if you talk against the government or you talk about you talk about the World Health Organization, you're literally on my Instagram. I've had a thing. I just had a thing. I should pull it up. They blocked out the picture. It was the gas prices, and it was like $5.49, $5.69, and $5.89, and all it said was, this is because assholes voted Democrat. It was a joke. And they fact-checked it and said it's not. Democrats saw the gases. And I'm just like, why would this be? It's an obvious joke.
Dude, they do it with everything. I saw a picture that said women aren't funny that I had to uncover because that's
what I'm saying. This was an uncover. Dude, this had to uncover, and it's a gas pump, and it was a joke. It's like you assholes voted Democrat or something. It wasn't even really mean to Democrats. I don't know how that's considered fucking false information when it's a joke. Like, this is the problem, is we live in a society where we can't have satire or parody anymore. Literally.
Yeah.
We can't even parody, and that's like what they say is supposed to be an inalienable right, a freedom of speech. Dude, that is gone. That is
you can't even own a car without you saying it's my car, because you have to wear a seatbelt, you have to register insurance. Yeah. Well, with that being said, we're gonna do like the government and shut you down on that. So we have Mr. Alex Stein. We got Garvey Marcus, my boy Busco and Amy, myself. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. This is the DDFW Aftershow.
All right, Mr. Marvin Morrell. How's it going, man?
Yeah, you better than I couldn't live with myself.
That's depressing. All right, we're going to start off the second half of the show, man. I got a question for you, man. How long have you been in comedy, Marvin?
Wow. I think I kind of can emulate what Alex was saying. I've been a professional smart aleck since I was in about 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you first actually get on stage for the first time in front of an audience or anything?
Junior high talent show.
Exactly like me.
I like Alex's answer, so I'm just going to mimic those. So
it's the same thing. A lot of people started that way, though, right, Marvin?
Yeah.
What? So
enough, yeah.
So you had material. So did you you didn't bomb, or did you bomb in front of your entire class?
Oh, I bombed horrendously, man. It was the most awesome experience of my life.
Awesome, the most awesome, you say?
Oh yeah. Because it wasn't like I had things hard enough, you know. I was the chunky kid and the poor kid, man. That's
that's hard to do.
Double winner right there.
That's hard to do. It's hard to get fat off peanut butter sandwiches.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
no, it's not. Actually,
sticks together.
Yeah. You get fat on peanut butter and jelly. I feel like.
Yeah.
Wrong food. My bad.
Yeah, but my first what I would call paying thing was I was about 15 years old. I'm a comedy magician primarily. That's kind of what I do. So I don't know if you know what a comedy magician is, but that means my stand-up's not that great and my magic's not that great. But I put the two together and something halfway decent comes about.
Wait, Marvin, so you're a magician. That's badass. You're saying that you're a comedian magician, so, you're not like the super magician. But how did you get into that? Did you get like a magic set? Like, how did you even get into magic?
Right. Well, do you want the truth or do you want the lie?
The truth. Give us what you just figured out to get laid from bar tricks or something. That's how a lot of people do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the lie is much funnier than the truth, but I'll give you the truth. So, my brother David had actually got a magic kit, and he had this trick when I was 10 years old, and I was so impressed with it. I wanted to know how it was done, and he would never ever tell me. So one day, the way our house is designed, his room had a window and a locking door. I broke into the window to find the trick, and once I found out how the secret was done, I was hooked ever since.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was at a thrift store not that long ago, and I bought an unopened magic kit, and I wanted to open it and start and learn one of the tricks, but then I feel like I'm Michael Scott from The Office. I don't know if you watch that, Marvin, but he always, I'm saying he always was buying magic stuff that he never used. Like, I feel like I'm saying, is it that easy? Like, my question is, can I open the kit and learn a trick pretty fast, or does it take a little time and patience?
Now, every kit has got the exact same 5 tricks in it.
So
what are they?
There's a rope trick. There's a cups and balls trick. There's a ball and base trick. There's a 2 different kind of card tricks. That's it.
Well, okay, so
are we talking about comedy or are we talking about real magic?
Well, he's a magic comedian. I like magic because it's kind of like you can't talk about some stuff, but he's not full. He's a magician.
NDAs too? Or?
That's what I'm saying. He's kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit. So I kind of like it, Marvin. I know you can only feel so much.
Wizard of Oz.
All right, so when you go on a date with a chick, dude, and you take her home, do you have special bedroom magic tricks?
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's called.
Where does your rabbit come from?
It's called missionary.
Yeah.
Boring.
It's called. Where did that condom go?
He's on condom. We don't wear those.
No, but seriously, Marvin, does it help you with chicks doing magic, or do you ever do make a ball disappear and chicks like, holy shit? My panties are going to disappear now.
Show me how to do that on your ball.
Yeah. Or she ever can you make my panties disappear type stuff?
Yeah. By the way,
that's the one where they pull the cotton.
Wait.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Marvin?
Yeah, just a quick side note. Have you ever seen what it says right on the side of a box of condoms?
No, what does it say?
I'm not even making
Mine says extra small.
Yeah, no, they actually say these have been pre-tested for use. And I'm thinking to myself, now there's a job I'd like to have.
Testing them out, why not?
Do they test them on animals?
Yeah, I know it's a holiday, boss, but can I come in anyway?
That's my kind of job. Why not?
Yeah.
If I'm getting paid to get laid, why not?
All right.
Hey, Marvin, so what's your best show that you ever had, and what was your worst show you ever had?
Okay, I knew this question was coming, and I actually gave this question some thought. I always say that my best show is the next one.
And your worst show was your last one.
Yeah. Well, no. I'll actually tell you. I'll start with the worst, and then I'll go to the best. But by best, I don't know what parameters you want to use there. But my very worst show was probably my third show. I was like 17 years old. I thought I knew what I was doing, and it was for a birthday party, and if it could go wrong, it did.
Dude, wait, Marvin, that really haunted you from 17. You're remembering it from when you were 17. Wow, that must have been bad.
Yeah, well, I don't have issues, man. I've got a lifetime.
That's the eat shit part you were talking about.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, I know you have to eat shit. I just can't remember hardly anything from 17. I guess actually kind of some bad football memories, maybe losing a football game, being sad, but like, I can tell that you remember that pretty fast, with all due respect.
Oh, well, I'm one of the few people I know that's got PTSD, and I was never in the military.
So you have one of those dogs you take to the airport and shit?
No, I get a bag from Taco Bell, and when they drop it at me, I tell them it's a service burrito.
I like that.
Pretty smart.
I have a service cat. My cat, Sky Bear, is a service cat.
I hate cats.
I know there's a dead cat on the way here, and my vibes are all sad about that. I can't believe it. Somebody's house cat. It makes me sick to my stomach. I love cats so much. I have toxoplasmosis from dealing with their fecal matter. It's a parasite that goes inside your brain. It's called crazy cat lady syndrome, and I have that, and I'm actually obsessed with cats, and sometimes I look at the cat, and I envision myself being the cat.
All right, so Marvin. I think, Alex, was it your time earlier?
Yeah, sorry, I apologize, Marvin.
Marvin, it's your time, Marvin.
I thought we were talking about cats. Jesus. I'm a cat expert. I apologize,
you
Marvin.
You were talking about cats.
Well, so I know I touched on this. We touched on this earlier, but I wanted to ask you, like, very specifically, can you remember a memory or anything that inspired you to get on stage and tell jokes to people? Like, is there anything like
Yeah, I saw. There's a magician, oddly enough, but he was more of a comedy magician at Six Flags. Oh. And when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I just thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I'm like, man, this is. I just kind of knew early on that I wanted to be a professional smart aleck.
Do you ever steal his material?
Like
you ever Carlos Mencia magic trick?
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Magic's kind of like that. Can't you steal magic? Isn't that okay?
Yeah. Well, see, magic is a kind of a weird deal because you buy something and then they'll send you. We call it pattern, but it's basically a script. So if you bought a trick, you can follow the script because you bought the rights to the script because you also bought the trick.
Oh. Okay, so like Kurt Angle, what's his name? Chris Angel, who does that little floating. Is he the one that floats? And so if he floats and then someone else says, "Oh, I can float too," look, and they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, is that?
Yeah, I mean, I can float. I mean, that's the problem with the internet stuff now. I mean, if you really want to know how something's done, it takes you about 30 seconds on YouTube to find it.
Wow, that kind of. I mean, but there's nobody out there actually looking up how to do the trick.
Well, no, this is the thing. When you talk to people who love to go and watch magic tricks,
I know, I'm about to do it. I'm about to learn tonight. I want to learn some tricks.
No, dude, people who really love to go and watch that stuff, they specifically refuse to go and look up how it's done because they want to continue to be amazed by it.
Exactly. It's that sense of wonder and amazement that it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You don't want to see the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, because that's usually a penis.
Exactly.
I'm looking at it right now. 27 easy magic tricks. Magic tricks anyone can do. 10 coin tricks. 3 easy card tricks. Learn 5 easy magic tricks. Magic tricks. Magic tricks. Magic tricks. Yeah. So. Yeah. I'm about to become a magician myself, and we're going to be a touring duo, Marvin. It'll be Marvin and Alex, the magnificent magicians, and we're going to freaking dazzle people.
Yeah. Well, I'm all for that. If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
Awesome.
That's kind of what it is.
That's what happened with those.
So, as a comedian, magician, do you have any do's and don'ts that you would tell the future comedians coming up?
Oh, absolutely. One of the biggest do for me, as always, is right before I walk on stage, I take a deep breath. Just to think slow, because as comics, especially, we've got a kind of a set routine of how we go through things and this, that, and the other, and we've got to be able to think slow and get through that. Mm-hmm. I had a show just 2 weeks ago at an axe throwing facility. You don't want to bomb in an axe throwing facility. I don't. So, that's almost you don't want to bomb in an Al Qaeda terrorist camp either. So
no, that's the place you do want to bomb.
Yeah, they're doing all the bombing.
That's funny.
Yeah. So if you bomb there, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Glass half full kind of thing. But you just got to be really prepared with what you're walking up there with, because if you're doing dinner theater, which I've done a lot of that, there's going to be a glass or a plate that hits the ground right in the middle of something you're doing. Mm-hmm. And you've got to be able to take that breath and go, okay, let's move on. So that's the big do. Take a breath, really know your material well.
Oh,
so the biggest.
What's the worst thing? What's the worst kind of heckler that you get? Because like I've been doing comedy shows and people will pull their breast out and all kinds of stuff like that. Like what?
My mom goes to your comedy shows
all the time, man.
Oh, that's weird.
Love her. We love her.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Well, I need to text her. All right, let me know next time she's in
I'm
the
texting her right now. Don't worry
okay,
about it.
Okay, cool. Have her call me.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, tell her I said hi, and then I forgot to call her back.
Okay, Marvin. Everybody tell my mom hi, but have her reach out to me. I'm trying to get a hold of her.
Hey, since you're here and still talking, what do you have information on the do's and don'ts? Give me one do and one don't you would say.
I'll tell you, the first thing is if you got to go number 2, get it out of you. You know what I mean? You don't want to go there with a clumpy butt. That's when you're not going to be relaxed. So if you have some mud in the butt, go release it. And don'ts on stage. Try not to say the N-word. That's about the only thing. As long as you, as a white guy, don't say the N-word. That's my only don't.
I was going to say, I use it all the time. That's not a don't for me.
And he's just skin tone black. He's really white on the inside.
Yeah, no, well, you can't use it. So obviously, I'm joking.
Okay, so that's a do or a don't?
That's a don't for me, but that's a do
for me.
Duh.
Oh, okay. So that was. God, you got that Tony Romo smile and everything.
I know, dude. It's Tony Romo life, guys. Come on. We're here at the DDFW. Why is there 2 Ds? Why is it DDF?
Because everybody likes a double D and not a single D. Hello.
But Dallas-Fort Worth.
Denton, Dallas.
Oh, shit. You're trying to... Well, we're going to trying to show love for Denton here, huh?
You might as well throw an A on the end.
I know. Why not just the Texas Comedy After Show?
Hey, you know what?
You should change it to North Texas because that's North Texas. Because you know why? You know why the North Texas? And I'm just talking about ass. Because you consider Austin's like Central Texas. We should pump up Dallas as like the North Texas, you know? But whatever. Fuck it. It's your show.
You should do that on your show.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just saying. What the fuck? I'm trying to figure out the name. We're brainstorming.
The North Texas conspiracy theories.
That's what I'm saying. There. Yeah. Come on. I'm just...
Tony Romo's conspiracy.
Don't listen to anything I say, guys. I've been smoking crystal meth for the last 72 hours.
Oh, you got some more or what?
No, I'm out. That's why I'm here. I'm looking. I'm trying to score.
Your shoulders say that.
If my mom would just answer, I could get some crystal meth, but she won't. I haven't talked to her in 3 days, and she's at your shows getting naked. So I'm just not doing well at the moment.
She just cash at me $40 to keep
There's
you over
no
here.
way. There's no way. That's my stimmy check she's got. That's what I'm saying. She's got all my stimulus checks. I know she's out there. She's drinking those same truly alcoholic lemonades.
It's for all that peanut butter you ate.
I ate a lot of peanut butter and Hot Pockets, and I'll be honest.
Dude, Hot Pockets are expensive.
Because I would go into the 7-Eleven and eat all the stuff back when you'd have access to it and just walk out of the store when I was a kid. That's why I was so fat. I'm saying, like, you remember at the time at you guys might not remember this, but there was a time at 7-Eleven where you were actually able to grab the hot dog off the rollers yourself and put it on a hot dog bun.
Yeah, you can do that now.
They usually now it's up to them now.
No, you could grab the Hot Pockets, the mozzarella
I think that's
sticks.
at QT, but I'm saying that's at QT and the racetrack. You can grab your own.
Oh,
but at 7-Eleven,
yeah.
you can't. But when I was a kid, you used to be able to. And so I would like what I'd call pocket dogs, like they talk about on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Literally, you'd like put a hot dog in your pocket and walk out.
Yeah, dude.
I used to do that. I'm a terrible kid. And I got caught at the pharmacy taking some M&Ms.
I just stole an empanada from a gas station like 40 minutes ago.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'll steal. Guys, I'm at the self-checkout thing. I don't even know how to swipe stuff anymore. I know. I mean, I'm not anti-theft. I'm anti-big government. I'm I'm not anti-big government. I think we need government. But I'm saying, like, I'm anti-Walmart freaking owning everything and putting all the small men out of business. So it's like I don't really feel bad if I...
Walmart's getting put out of business, too.
By who? By
Amazon.
Yeah, well, fuck it, yeah.
There's always someone bigger and better.
But I'm saying I don't feel bad for Amazon if somebody, steals a loaf of bread or whatever. Who gives a shit?
What's your moral standpoint on theft here?
Well, it's
His people were the pilgrims. So.
It's a weird thing, but the theft. It's actually, this is a good topic because, like, what will you steal? Like, everybody has a limit. It's like if you go outside and you find $1,000 on the ground.
That's not stealing. That's finding. You just said found.
That's finding.
But I'm saying there was a guy walking.
I know, but
he had a bag in his hand.
Let's say you're at the self checkout, and the thing you scan a TV and it rings up 89 cents, and if you're suspended, that's technically stealing.
If it rung up as 89 cents, that's how much it costs.
Okay, that's fair. But what I'm saying is, we live in a weird society where there's like kleptomaniacs, where I've been a victim of, where people steal for anything. Like, that's a mental illness. But like somebody stealing from the self-checkout, like a woman stealing from the Walmart, like, no, I'm almost pro that theft to steal from Walmart. I know that sounds crazy, but
Walmart is pro stealing from Walmart.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't give two shits to somebody. That's like, if I was a cop, that's the last thing I would probably be getting people mad at. So I don't know why that's that, but.
Do you ever use magic to steal?
Yeah, have you ever stolen anything?
I'm a professional thief, man. I mean, that's.
Can you pickpocket, Marvin?
Not.
Yeah.
Is that a true? You really can pickpocket somebody and they won't even notice their wallet's gone?
Well, let me rephrase. I can, and I.
You don't.
Remember. I do. I know how, and I have done it, but I've done it in the course of a show. But it's not something. But it's so much easier for me to, like, I can pick something up and literally just make it disappear right in front of you, and you're like, where'd that go?
Oh my God!
I don't know.
That brings me to my next question for you, man. So, like, with all this magical stealing you're doing, what does your family feel about it? How does your family feel about you doing your stand-up and your magic together, even? Like, do they support you?
Yeah, it's really an odd thing. So, I've got a couple of kids, and they're kind of doing their own thing in life. My daughter's in college, and my older son is working all the time. But my mom and dad and my family, they're all very supportive of what I do. So it's kind of it's a really neat situation. I'm just in a really unique position, man, because I get to do stuff that in a way that other people don't. I mean, I can get up and do 30 minutes of stand-up, or I can get up and do 45 minutes, or I can do an hour of stand-up and music. I play the guitar and stand music, and then do magic. So, I can kind of give you a full package of everything. And they're just real supportive about, wherever I'm going and what I'm doing. And,
do they come out to your shows and stuff still, like through all this time, or are they kind of checked out on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, 2020, that would be kind of a no. So obviously for most people. So I'll say this, man, about 2020. I can't speak for anybody else, but it changed me in a major way.
How? What's the most major way it's changed you?
Well, I personally witnessed riots, fighting, looting, and fires.
I participated in some of them.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, it affected me so much. I don't think I can go back to a estate sale.
You don't think you can go back to an estate sale?
Yeah, that all happened at a church bake sale. So.
Wait, what?
Oh, rioting happened at an estate sale?
It's a joke, guys.
I don't know. I love it, but I know, Marvin. It's funny. I don't get what the rioting's at. No, the rioting is ridiculous. I participated in a bunch of rioting. I'm just kidding. I haven't participated in any. But what do you mean estate sale? I'm confused with the joke. I'm trying to dissect the joke. All right, well, fuck it, the joke. No, I didn't get it. But, okay.
All right, Mr. Marvin. Well, hate to cut this short. I hope it was very nice to meet you. How you doing, Mr. Marvin Morrell? You still on the line? I didn't think so.
Did he hang up?
You ain't motherfucking.
Well, that was Mr. Marvin Morrell. He was on the phone, and he decided he wanted to do a vanishing act. All right, so my name is...
Did you hear the three
I think
beeps?
he got disconnected.
Oh, he must have got
We're
disconnected.
closing up the show anyway.
Okay.
Wow, I hope he's not mad. Sorry, Marvin. We're just making a joke about the...
He wasn't mad.
Okay. Love you, Marvin.
Okay, it was finished.
All right, well, this was the DDFW After Show with your host, Mike Zaragosa, Mr. Garvey Marcus, and Mr. Primetime Alex Stein.
Hey.
Got you 99. Someone was in there.
You nailed it. What, dude? Why you nailed that? Makes me feel good. Primetime 99, Alex Stein. No, you nailed it. Thank you, Mike.
That's all good.
And thank you guys for having me on here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I have to say, Busco's studio, guys, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah.
You know, we can do a lot of shows, different type of shows. So it's really cool that he has this set up because, like, this is a blank canvas. You know, with a computer and microphones and some cameras, you can basically create anything today.
Yeah.
So it's awesome you guys are doing that.
So what you got going on? Plug in your social media, anything you want them to see, what you got going on.
You guys got to check out my Conspiracy Castle on YouTube. If you guys want to check me out on Instagram, you go to Conspiracy Castle. But like I said, guys, I'm not trying to sell you anything. You know, I'm Primetime 99 Alex Stein. I'm all about the vibes. Like, if your energy brings you towards me, then come on, let's connect, because we are electromagnetic beings. I believe that we radiate energy. And if your energy wants to radiate towards me, you can find me. You can just Google Alex Stein Conspiracy Castle, and I am there to be found. I'm out in front and out in the open, so I'm definitely findable.
That's nice. All right, man. We're going to check up on all that. I mean, we have, so y'all need to do the same thing. We got Mr. Garvey Marcus. Go ahead and plug all your stuff in.
Oh, man. At Instagram at Bob_Molly. That's MOLLY. 14, Bob_Molly 14. I'm on Facebook at Garvey Marcus Does Comedy. And, you can see all my upcoming shows and all my events and stuff going on there. And, I'm on Snapchat as Big Bubba 13.
That's how you're going to stop it?
I'm
Big Bubba 13, goddamn.
I'm on Pornhub as At Your Mama's House.
See, now that's all
That
coming
makes
together.
sense.
All right, well, thank y'all for joining us on today's show with our guest, Mr. Alex Stein.
Well,
we got Mr. Marvin Morrell back on. How you doing, Marvin? Actually, not yet, but I got tapped like he was waiting.
We're about to have him on.
Call waiting.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, and thank you for calling Movie Phone.
Okay.
You hung up on us, man?
No, I would never do that unless there was a really good punchline in it for me.
All right, Mr. Marvin Morrell, man, we appreciate you coming on the phone every now and then because you kept getting booked. But
yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm sorry we've had some technical difficulties today.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, man, go ahead and plug in your info, your social media, where people can see you, get a hold of you, what you got coming up, what you like to do.
Great. I am currently in with the Last Comic Standing's DAP fans.
Nice.
So I'm part of his virtual tour.
Nice.
So that's what I've been doing.
What about social media?
So you can find me on Facebook, Marvin Morrell, my Facebook page, The Comedy and Magic of Marvin Morrell, my website, marvinmorrell.com. So Instagram, marvin.morrell. So I am pretty easy to get a hold of most days.
Nice. That's very nice.
And I'm in the process of, I'm actually in with the Veterans of Comedy group, and we are putting together a tour of Texas. We're trying to hit there's lots of things happening in Dallas and Houston and Austin, those type of places, and we're trying to branch out to some of the smaller areas that may not get a little higher quality of entertainment. So that's kind of where we're at, kind of where we're heading right now. So,
nice.
So that's kind of what's going on with me and my world.
That's nice, man. Hey, appreciate you coming on the phone when you were. And
well, thanks.
Well, he came on the phone. Did you Louis C.K. us?
Oh man.
I can either confirm nor deny. So, but thank you so much for having me, and I'm happy to come back if you'll ever have me again.
Yeah, we'll have to bring you alone so people don't talk over you. Man.
Yeah, like me. Well, Marvin and I, we're the same. We're junior high comedians, and now I'm trying to learn the magic trade because I want to be part of.
Y'all are both white. That's about the same thing.
Well, I want to be in the magic clan. I want to have the secret illusions myself. I want to be able to pick something up and hide it immediately. So that's something I'm jealous of, Marvin.
No, that's called keystering. That's
called keystering.
And
the
shoving
thing
up
is,
my ass.
I'm actually available for Zoom meetings and FaceTime, this, that, and the other. Zoom works real well for me. I've got a studio set up at my house.
Yeah.
Which I do virtual shows from, and virtual teaching.
Wait, so do you have the same? Does it give the same amount of punch when you do a magic trick in front of people, like on camera? Like, does it really?
Well, Chris Angel had a show doing it on camera.
Yeah, but I'm sure the people
y'all know this is the end of the show, right? This is the end of the show.
Hey,
we're supposed to be closing out.
I know,
and y'all
but we
keep
can
bringing
ask
in more
one question about Marvin.
Y'all should have did that during the show.
Okay,
this is the end of the show, guys.
Close the show out.
Jesus.
Just close the show out. Hey, Marvin, so what are you doing back?
Yeah. Let me ask you another 10 questions right here. Jesus.
Whatever I can do for you guys. Whatever I can do.
Well, I want to tell you thank you again for tuning in and being on the show today with your Primetime 99 Alex Stein over there. If you would like to support or help the show continue, then you go ahead and hit us up on our Cash App at #GOKEYAMY. That's money sign Goki Amy. And my name is Michael Mike. You can catch me at any platform under Michael Mike. Instagram, there is a hashtag at the beginning because I wasn't fast enough to get it. Now, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, Mr. Presley Insurance Group. That's www.presleyins.com. And the INS is not for Mexicans. It's and that is our show. But we got to give the shout out to Mr. Busco Jones on the ones and twos. Our producer, Miss Amy Goki. We got Garvey Marcus, Primetime 99, and Marvin Morrell. This Mike. We out. DDFW Aftershow.
Peace.